Greetings folks, the man here, and welcome back to the greatest series on the planet, 100 Days in Alex's Mobs. Now the last time, when we left off, I was in a stronghold, stranded, I had no clue where to go, and off-screen I have been roaming this stronghold for literally hours. And I finally found the end portal. And now to kick off this glorious episode, I shall plunge myself into the greatest Minecraft quest of all. Defeating the Ender Dragon. Now that the Ender Portal was discovered and well ignited, I put down a chest and I started sorting out my inventory a bit. You know, you don't want to fight the Ender Dragon while your inventory is all over the place and you're just scrounging for your own weapons. Regardless, then a well-organized man quickly hopped into the portal, and I had to throw an ender pearl over to the main end island because I spawned on a little obsidian platform. Thank God I had those ender pearls because there was no platform, I had no blocks. If I didn't have those ender pearls, I would have been screwed. The only option would have been to jump into the void. Now that the boss fight had begun, it was time for me to get on my extreme archer nonsense. Praise be to Hawkeye and Green Arrow, I had to take out all the towers. Here's the thing, I'm not the best archer in the world, but this time I actually did pretty well. I know it may seem like I'm making myself look better with the editing, but no. I only wasted like few extra arrows, I think. Like, at least in my memory, it's not that many. But good marksmen or not, I had to take out the towers one by one. The tallest towers are hella difficult, and also now and then the dragon would kind of poke me with his dragon's breath, which hurts. It goes through damage. It cannot be stopped by anything. It just goes through the armor. It goes through any potions that you have. It's crazy. Now there was this final tower which I wanted to pile up to, so I started building up, but then yeah, the Ender Dragon knocked me off and that did a ton of damage and a half, so I sort of laid off that plan for a bit. Also, the Endermen are very good at spotting nerds, since they didn't really wait to start bullying me. But my bullying tolerated, I quickly ender pearled to the tower I'd built previously, got on top of the big obsidian tower, and shot down the end crystal. They look incredible in the Energetic Expansion mod, which just changes everything. Oh boy, that mod is a joy for this video. It's just incredible. Okay boys, let's get in. It's boss fight time. It's time to fight the boss in the new modded Ender Portal. And then the dragon has thrown me square across the island. Didn't Warbucket, ate bread instead. But horrible gameplays aside, with courage and the power of friendship, I'm friends with my sword, I'm very lonely, I defeated the Ender Dragon! Hey! I also got a few incredible shots of the Ender Dragon perishing, which I love that animation. I love the way he does the light thing and it just goes away. It's beautiful. I also gathered up some of this XP, which that XP is gonna be tragic, okay? Just hold on to your tears for now. No, trust you me, you're gonna need those tears later in the video. You're gonna need them. But after defeating the Ender Dragon, this weird sort of black ore had started appearing in the ground, and I had to check it out, so I went up and mined a bunch of it. Apparently it's called End Biotite, and it's used in making the block of biotite, which is some sort of redstone thing. You can use the block of biotite to turn it into an Ender Watcher, which is a block that when you look at it, it emits a redstone signal. Next, I quickly covered up the portal and got the egg out of there. Reason I covered the portal is because once I was playing Minecraft, I defeated the dragon and the egg fell into the portal and I never found it again. Horrible, horrible day. But this time I was successful in getting the egg. And as the wall of dirt appeared before my eyes as I jumped into the portal, the words came up. Minecraft. And two heavenly entities began to communicate. I see the player, you mean. Dunman? Yes. Take care. It has reached a higher level now. It can read our thoughts. And then I got bored and quickly jumped back into the game. I went back to the overworld, put some of my stuff that was precious into a chest and came back to the end, and killed a bunch of Endermen to get some Ender Pearls, and then jumped into the outer end. Now the outer end is usually a cold, barren, sad place. I don't know if it's cold or not, but I'm just assuming. But now that there was a bunch of mods in there, there's some really cool stuff in there for us to explore. First of all, I found some Ender Grades, which is incredible because I love these things. They are just absolute joys. I was so sad I didn't have a saddle because I wanted to ride them, but I couldn't. But what I did have is chorus fruit, and you can breed them with chorus fruit. So I hunted down a pack of them, and I bred them, and they made the little Ender Grade. Oh, wait for it. Oh, look at how small and little and cute he is. I love him. I love him. The Enderman bullied me a little bit more, just kind of punched me across the neck, that kind of thing. And then I found a massive tower, and I did what any man would do after finding a massive tower, instantly climb it and start breaking stuff that's at the top. Here it is, prepare your tears, because then I was trying to get down the water thing, and the water disappeared right as I was about to land, and I perished. And I lost every single Ender Dragon level I had. You have no idea how much this broke me. This probably delayed this episode by at least 3 days because I was not playing the game. That's how sad I was. I mean, then I found a fallen, turned over ship on its side. Got a cool achievement. Guess that's kind of nice. Boy, I missed those levels. The structure was pretty cool. I love the concept. I love the achievement. But the loot was, meh, it wasn't that great. But what I did find right out of the structure was these Endrophages, or at least that's what I think they're called. They're these weird microscopic things that are big now in Minecraft. So I did what any man would do, and I slayed one, and it gave me Capsid 19. Yeah, I was shook. I didn't know what was going on. Then, close to one of those crazy phantom manta rays, I found a giant glob of blue. It's called Myelite, and it's just a building block. I really like it. I collected a bunch of it. But then Mike shone through the void and blessed me with all his golden glory as I spotted an end city way off in the distance on another island. I used the Myelite that I just gathered up to start bridging to there. Here's the thing. I don't like shulkers. Okay, they're nasty creatures, but they have their upsides. Okay, they make funny fart noises, they throw stuff at you that'll make you float, and they drop the stuff that makes shulker boxes, which are super useful. The real menace in the end city was this mimic slime. Okay, this thing is a nightmare. It copies everything you have, and the only real way to fight it is to fight it without a shield, because it copied my shield and I couldn't hit it. I lured it onto the bridge and I knocked it off. Absolute nightmare. Now that crazy slime thing was defeated, onto the end city. I went up straight into the barrel-shaped chamber where all the shulkers are, and guess what? That chamber is actually easier than it looks, because the shulkers just start attacking each other. No joke. Till I got to the chest, most of the shulkers were friendly fire kills. Chests were alright, and the city didn't have a ship, so I just moved on. Then I made the discovery that would change the course of this entire video. I found the energetic expansion biome, which I really don't know what its actual name is, so that's just what I'm calling it. And it's full of, guess what? Original content. Absolutely incredible, the most valuable substance in Minecraft. It's got weird trees, which are called poison. That's probably the name of the biome, by the way. It's got weird balloon plants. It got buds that open and close. And most importantly, it has massive frogs. Ones that I thought I could defeat in combat easily until one of them just threw me up in the air using its weird Adam's apple powers, I think. I don't know what it's doing right now. But the bow and arrow. Beautiful, beautiful invention of mankind. Took him down with it. Absolutely incredible. But they did drop something interesting though. They dropped their hide, which is boof hide. This can be made into a boof block, which can be made into a jumpy backpack. It allows you to triple jump. So I decided to stay in the Poise Forest a bit, that's the name of the biome. I'd also spotted an end city, but I decided to go there later. I collected some of these balloon plants, since you can actually turn them into balloon, and I could actually farm them, or at least I think I can. The quest was to acquire the backpack though, which is very difficult since these things are literal monsters. They are absolute units, would not recommend fighting them. There were also these little puffy bug things flying around, which I thought were kind of peaceful, basically like living fruits. But no, these are vicious hunters. They absolutely destroyed all the big frogs in front of me. After getting some kill assists from little bugs, I collected enough boof hide to make a boof block. Way too fun. It's like a gorgeous trampoline. So I climbed up and broke one of the nests the little fairy creatures lived in. Oh my god, they attacked me. They're so vicious. They chased me out of the poised forest. Like, there's literal swaths of them coming at me from all sides. But after hunting many of those big frogs, I finally had enough hide to make the jumpy backpack, and I made it. And it's just as fun as I thought, but the only drawback is, it gives me damage every time I land. So I must use it very carefully. Now here's the thing, this doesn't usually happen, but the ship had spawned on land this time. That means the best way of getting towards it was to just pile up. So I gather up some of that poised stuff. The stems of the big mushroom thingies also function as just normal wood. You can turn them into purple planks and stuff. And I built up to the ship. I got off my tower and onto the ship in most glorious fashion using my new jumpy backpack double jump ability. Rushed below the deck of the ship, got underneath, and took out that one pestilential shulker guarding my prize. Ate a little bit of bread till my levitation effect kind of disappeared, and then I finally claimed my prize, the Elytra. The sky was the limit. Now here's the thing, the loot wasn't good, but I took it anyways because I realized the kangaroos would need it. Now, lads, I wish you have not spent all your tears on the previous loss, because I took another L. I went to take the dragon's head, and it fell into the void. It's gone. It's gone. Why does this keep happening? Why, I'm so sad. It's like, I'm rambling, I shouldn't put this in the video. After handling the Ender Dragon head situation like an absolute man, not being frustrated whatsoever, I climbed to the edge of the ship and it like lined up my Ender Pearl shot. Now here's what I wanted to do. I sort of wanted to get on top of one of the treasure carrying rooms so that I could just burrow through the roof and get down into the building and have myself all the good treasures, put all the armor on my kangaroos, take all the good stuff for myself. Well, that didn't quite work out. I burrow through the roof, and bam, instantly, mimic crime. I'm slime, whatever, I don't care. It is a mimic crime, because it stole my identity. It's attacking me with my own stuff. I was so scared, I didn't know what to do. I was panicking, I couldn't do damage. I threw my final Ender Pearl to somehow get myself out of that situation. So I land there, right, happy, but then guess what? Another mimic slime. It just, does it ever stop? I don't think so, but at least this time I didn't have my shield in my hand, so I couldn't copy that and I was able to take it out at least. I said at least twice, that's really embarrassing. Yes, and I do acknowledge the third mimic slime. It was a painful moment for me. But after all that hassle, it was finally time for me to go home. So, I went up to the nearest Ender portal, and I threw in an Ender Pearl, which got me to the normal end, through which I went back to the overworld, and got all my treasures from the chest. The gold of Mike, the Ender Dragon egg, the weird ground stuff I'd found, the black stuff, all the poised stuff in my shulker box, just all of it packed tightly to go home. Also, I removed a couple mods recently because they were lacking me out, and that deleted one of the biomes, which created this weird situation where it was just floating water everywhere. But then finally, as the lag set in, and I saw white walls on the border, I had made it home to New Greece. There, Perry the Platypus had somehow made it out of his enclosure. No idea how he did that. I mean, he's a platypus. They don't do much. Also, here's a little bit of footage of an iron golem just calmly watching the sunset. Just so serene and peaceful. I just like this shot very much. Then I fed Perry some redstone and he went crazy. Okay, he went buck wild. So I just crafted up an entire block of redstone and fed it to him just to see what happens. So what does he do? He goes to the bottom of the river, starts digging up with his little bill face, and guess what he finds? A little bit of clay. Yes, obviously he does that, it's a lake, but also friggin' maggots. Maggots. I wonder if they'll ever be useful in a later episode, Dunman said smirkingly. I know that's not a real adjective. But then, to finish off the episode, I went into the Temple of Mike and started putting down all the gold that he himself had bestowed upon me. May this bring glory to this land, for in some of the next episodes, we must begin preparing for the raid of a lifetime.